Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic with the great news that the Arrow Sudoku app is now out on at least 2 of the 3 platforms anyway. It is on Steam, it is on the App Store. I get my platforms wrong, but I understand it's Google Play where it hasn't yet been released as I'm filming this. Hopefully it will have been by the time you're seeing it. We didn't think that was the platform that would have the trouble approving it this time, but these things are very hard to tell. So if you need it on Android, keep an eye on that. And if I've got the platforms wrong, I apologize. Now, it's getting great reviews. Somebody on Discord last night, I read, had already, like within 2 hours of it being open, had run through 8 of the puzzles and needed a break. And yeah, take it easy. Remember, there's 40 puzzles to last the first 3 months. So take it at a pace that will work for that. We will be increasing the app to having 100 puzzles by the end of a year, which is what we do with all of them, probably with quarterly updates, just so you know. So there are certain setters who have given us puzzles for that, that will be featured more as the app gets loaded up. And in fact, 1 or 2 of them haven't even come into the first 40 puzzles. They will be appearing in the later puzzles, partly, I think, for reasons of difficulty, but partly for other reasons. I don't really know. Anyway, that has happened, and great news. People are rating the app very highly already. I really think it's going to be popular. Do give it a try if you're interested in Arrow Sudoku puzzles. Now, a couple of entries to the Build Your Own Sudoku Puzzle Hunt overnight. Very well done to Chris Donovan and Alarik Taki Arensa of Indonesia. Terima kasih for your entry. And I do actually want to read Chris Donovan's email. He said, sorry in advance for the long email, but I wish to get my feelings out on paper. After weeks of attempting these puzzles, and with great help from Matthias, that's the constructor, and others on the Discord server, I've completed my first ever puzzle hunt, including my first time doing each of the non-Sudoku puzzle types in the hunt. This has been an incredible journey and taught me a lot about puzzles. I'm very new to puzzling and I almost gave up until Matthias encouraged me to continue and said that I just needed to work on some of my assumptions. When I found my error, I realized that my brain was keeping me from allowing a cage to bend a certain way. I'm guessing because it makes the puzzle look funny. So I think that's an important part of puzzles. It's hard to appreciate at first, that doing them teaches your brain to recognize and consider the assumptions you make, or to make better assumptions. It's truly fascinating, and I will be a lifelong patron of the channel because this community, your videos, and these opportunities are invaluable and exhilarating. I look forward to continuing to practice, grow, and perhaps one day set something half as incredible as the puzzles I see here. Well, I couldn't have put it better, Chris. That is absolutely how we think about puzzles too. And talking of which, here is something I missed as a possibility yesterday. In Turganis's Discovered Connections. That's why this puzzle is up. It's not the puzzle I'm doing today. It's up here because some people pointed out that I understood that the black dots had the same ratio, but I assumed that ratio had to be 1:2 or 1:3. There is a possibility with 3 digits along here that could involve the ratio 2:3. If this went 964, there would be a ratio of either 3:2 or 1.5:1 between each cell. You could continue that with 3:2 over here. And that would actually be a way of filling those first 5 cells in theory. Now in practice, I think that breaks down because having used 2, 4, and 6 in this puzzle, you haven't got 2 even digits left for these cells. But it's certainly something I didn't think of, like almost everybody who attempted the puzzle, and a very brilliant idea. And that is exactly, I think, what Chris was saying about making better assumptions. So I will be alive for that another time. I do hope not to get puzzles with fractional ratios sent. Please don't take it as a challenge. That's not what it is. And talking of challenges, I don't know what I'm attempting today. Simon has sent me a puzzle which I have got loaded up ready to go, but I have not seen what it is yet. And let me just think, is there anything else to round up? Oh, loads of stuff coming out on Patreon soon. So solutions to the Build Your Own Sudoku Puzzle Hunt, probably going to be split up into more than one video, so that it's not a kind of 3-hour marathon to watch how to solve that. And crossword solves, there's my monthly club special coming up soon as I've edited it. There's I did a very hard puzzle from the Times crossword this week as well, very hard in the terms of the Times, so that'll be going up soon too. And of course, we've got the end of the month coming up, new Patreon reward at the beginning of next month. So the reward video, the videos of the reward puzzles are only for $3 patrons. That's just worth knowing as well. But thank you very much to everybody who's supporting us there or by buying the Arrow Sudoku app, which I think is incredible value for $4.99. Anyway, do think about those, but let's have a look at what we're going to do today, and I will get to find out at the same time. Well, you'll actually know already from the title or something, but I don't. Let's see what we're going to get. Okay, I know what's going on here. Well, Philip Neumann, he is a classic constructor of puzzles that you didn't think could exist, basically. That's how I would characterize him. And this is definitely another of those. Look, there is no special rules, just THERMO SUDOKU. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits along thermometers must increase from bulb to tip. So it's called I am Two-Ceticus. Okay, they're 2-cell thermos, and they're all kind of gathered in this field here saying, no, I am Two-Ceticus. No, I am. Poor little cell here has got no marking in it at all. It's been left out. I have no idea how this can be a genuine puzzle. I hope it's not just fooling me. We'll see. Do give it a go if you dare on the link under the video. I don't know. I mean, it could turn out to be super easy, although I'm betting against that. Yeah, I don't think it's barely an inconvenience. So anyway, going to try it now, see what happens. I have no idea how to do this. Let's get cracking. Okay, look at this central box. Loads of these are not bulbs. Like, we're either on bulbs or tips. Obviously, I can see that every line in this puzzle is 2 cells long. That is the whole point of it. Yeah, there are 40 bulbs, 40 tips. Yeah. 40 bulbs, 40 tips. Which is not because I've counted them like Rain Man, but because I can divide 81 minus 1 by 2. Right, yes. So where does 1 go in this box? It has to go in one of these 2 cells, because 1 can never be in the tip of a thermo in regular THERMO SUDOKU. And it's great that I get to put one of my first pencil marks in this poor little cell that didn't get a marking. But it doesn't really get much done. Oh, look at this column. It's bulbs all the way down, turtles all the way down, bulbs all the way apart from there. So that's got to be a 9. This is the corollary to the rule. 9s can only go in tips. They can never go in bulbs. Oh, look at, this is the way in. Row 3, same deal. Column 3, same deal. How about row 7? No, that's very irritating. 9 can go in 2 places there. Okay, look, what I'm tempted to colour all the... Yeah, I am going to colour them because the tips are a bit harder to see than the bulbs. So I'm going to colour all the bulbs one colour and all the tips another, just so I can see the patterns slightly better. Look at that, you can just highlight them in huge chunks. Let's colour those. I want to be fairly unobtrusive colours. I would choose green and yellow, but they're not great for colourblind. So let's go orange and green. Oh no, we normally do green and purple. Purple's pretty unobtrusive, actually. Purple for those. Actually, I don't know. Let's not make them purple because it's harder to see them. Still not brilliant. Anyway, I'm gonna stick with this now. Oh, I missed one bulb in this box. In fact, two together. These are tips. These can go purple now. And those two are green. Ooh, that is actually completely hideous. I'm not going to do it. Okay, I'm going to just, sorry about that. I'm just going to stick with you looking at bulbs and tips. Right, anyway, 9 and 9. Where does 9 go in column 1? It's got to be here. Yes. 9 there. So I don't think, yeah, this is great. Okay, so 9 in... yes, look at that. 9 can't, in column 9, 9 can't be on those bulbs. That 9 sees that cell, so I think we can put 9 in there. One of those 2 cells. One of those 3. One of those 2. Yeah, one of those 2 offset cells. 9's petered out. Okay, let's have a look at 1s then, because there might be something going on, especially as 9s were so carefully set up to help us. See, in this row, where can 1s go? Got to be on a bulb. Look, no, even better. In this column, there's only 1 bulb, so that's the 1. This is interesting. Okay, well, at least there's progress. I'm quite thrilled about that. In this column, there's only 1 bulb. Yes, it's a kind of... It is a very symmetrical puzzle. I hadn't actually realized quite how symmetrical the disposition of the lines, at least, is. Maybe the bulb tips aren't perfectly, but that's intriguing. Now, those can't be 1s, so 1's in one of those 2, forming an X-wing of 1s here now. So, therefore, in column 6, that's got to be the 1. That puts it there in row 2. One of those in column 1. This one in row 8, yes. And I was going to say one of those 2, but remember it's in one of those, so we actually get the 1 in box 6 and box 4. So 1s have been left with this little X-wing only. We've done 7 of them. We've got 2 to go. 9s, we got 5 of them done, but we were left with these patterns of possible 9s. So now kind of move inside those, and we either look at 8s or 2s. Let's look at 8s. Oh, because there's got to be an 8 in this row, and it's got to be on a bulb now, and that bulb has got to be pointing at a 9, obviously. So that must be the only one, isn't it? That can't be, that's not a 9 because they're up there. Yeah, those 2 can't be pointing at 9s. It's there, so that's 8. My goodness. Okay, down in box 8, those can't be 8s because those can't be 9s. Oh no, sorry, what am I doing? Sorry, that's an irrelevance. I'm meant to be looking for places where there are only bulbs. So let's have a look at column 7. Where can 8 be here? Not there because of that 8. Oh, no, that's possible because that could be a 9. That one isn't because that can't be a 9. Oh, that's possible. That isn't. And that isn't. Right, so in column 7, it's one of those 2 positions. What about column 3? That can't be, because that can't be a 9. That can't be an 8. That could be. That can't be. That could be, because 9 could be there. That can't be, and that can't be. So it's an X-wing on 8s. Good God, Philip is incredible. Literally incredible. So that X-wing on 8s means in row 5, 8's in one of those 2 cells. So what about column 1? I suppose 8 could be there or there. Don't think it can go anywhere else because none of those other bulbs end in a 9. I'm going to pencil mark those for column 1. Let's have a look at column 9. Symmetrically opposite, annoyingly. I'm not missing any bulbs that end in a potential 9. Oh, yes, I am. That one does. That could be 8 as well. Oh, so that's not as good. And my pencil marking is going to start to confuse me in a minute. Do I leave that in or not? I don't know. Now, down here, that could be 8. That could be 8. Those could definitely be 8. Those 2 couldn't. Oh, so what about this row? No, no, yes. Yes. No, no. Yes, that could be 8. It's not so easy. Yeah, I'm going to take out these pencil marks because I just don't trust myself to understand what they mean later in the puzzle. And I don't think I was getting as far as I wanted. This is a thought. What if that's an 8? Then 9 goes here. Now, the alternative to those 2 being 8s, which puts 9 there, is those 2 being 8s. And that's interesting because it puts 9 here. Then in row 9, 9 has to be here. And now 9's going to be in one of those 2 cells. So 9's either definitely in that cell or in one of those 2 cells. And that is useful. It means it can't be here, depending on how the 8 X-wing resolves. This is now an 8-9 pair, in fact. And that's forming an X-wing on 9s. So that can't be a 9, and that resolves the 2 bottom 9s. That's very clever. I mean, you're not expecting solving pyrotechnics as well as constructing pyrotechnics from this. That's amazing. Right, well, that's got all my 9s done apart from 1 X-wing. I've got all my 1s done apart from one X-wing. I've made far less progress on 8s and kind of stalled, I think. Well, 8 has to be in one of those 3 cells in that box. I'm going to mark that because I'm using that 8 pair to rule out. Actually, they could have been ruled out anyway. Oh, and look, those 2 can't be 8. Oh, so in row 7, that's what I thought I had looked at that and concluded that some of these could be, but no, if I concluded that that could be, it was incredibly stupid. Anyway, it's been ruled out now. Right, so 8 in row 7, because 8 in this box must be in one of these 3, I believe now. So 8 is now in one of those 2 cells, and that's another X-wing. In columns 4 and 5, I've got 3 X-wings going on there now. Well, they're not sharing enough cells to really get anything done. But anyway, I was going to move on to 2s next. And now I need to look for tip areas. Like, look at this column. Where's 2 going to go here? Not there, because 1 can't be on the bulb. Not there. Not there, not there. Oh, yes, there, because 1 is on the bulb. That is possible. Not there. Not there, not there. That is 2 in column 8. Good grief. It's so hard for me to see this, I have to say. Now, column 2, let's try that as well. Where can 2 go? No, no, yes, no. This one, no, no, no. Right, we can place 2 in column 2. And that's going to give, oh my goodness, Yes, that can't be a 2 because that can't be a 1. So now we get a 1-2 pair. Can I form the whole X-wing in columns 4 and 5 somehow? The trouble is it takes work, and I don't know what I should be looking at. Let's look at column 6 then. Where's 2 here? We now know it's not in those 3 cells. It can be in that though, otherwise it would have to be here. So it's in one of those 2 in column 6, isn't it? Do we know any more about where it is in column 4 and 5? I don't think we do. No, there seem to be bulbs everywhere. Am I missing a row or column of just tips? Let's have a look at this row. Where does 2 go here? Well, it can go on a bulb, obviously. Not that tip. Yes, it could go on one of those tips to go with a 1. Not there, not there, not there. Ooh. Is there any way to rule out any of those? I don't think so. I'm looking at box 1 to see if 2 can be ruled out of those cells, but it could be on any bulb there, so not so helpful. So I don't think row 8 quite works for me, but the trouble is now I'm going to have to move on to 7s or 3s or something. Well, I tell you what, in this central box, we've isolated 8, 9 and 1, 2 as pairs. Oh, that's interesting, yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the others. This is me now pencil marking thermos with abandon. In fact, look at this one. This can't be 1, 2, 8 or 9, and I can do both bowls with just 4 pencil marks. So finally getting to Goodliffes and thermos. I'm sure, sorry, I should have explained at the start. I'm sure the whole joke of this puzzle is that some people whose names may begin with Simon and end with Anthony, for instance, would have expected me to pencil mark 8 possibilities into each cell of this puzzle at the start. And frankly, even I'm not enough of a Goodliffe to do that. No, what I was going to wonder is which one of these can be a 3? Because the 3 is going to have a 1 or a 2 on its bulb. So its bulb cannot be in those places because they can't be 1 or 2. So they're not 3s. This one also, that can't be a 1 or a 2. So 3 is now confined to one of those 2 cells. And that means that one of these 2 bulbs has to be a 2. And that might help us with this quest for 2s, yes. Well, a bit. In box 1, those now can't be 2s. Those can't be 2s by Sudoku. That can't be a 2 because its bulb can't be a 1. So 2 is now up in row 1 in that box. Therefore, one of these 2 is a 2, and we know which one it is. So we do get another 2 in the grid. Now, one of these has to be a 2. They can both be 2s easily. Shame. And we were just deciding that those 3 were the positions of 2 in row 8, so I haven't really done anything about that either. But that was interesting. Now, is there anything else useful to be gleaned from this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 set? Oh, well look, 2's there. They are yet another X-wing in columns 4 and 5, just what I was expecting in a way. So one of these is a 2, and it can't be here because that can't be a 1. Oh, magnificent. So that does fix this 2 pair that I just put in. Now, one of these is a 2. Yes, we know what it is by Sudoku. In it goes. And that 2 is there. And again, apart from the X-wing, we've done all the 2s. So we've done all the 1s, 2s and 9s, apart from the X-wings in columns 4 and 5. And lots of the 8s, but not all. What else can we do? I suppose I should move on to 3s, having done 2s so satisfactorily. That can't be a 3. Actually, there's a 3 in one of those 2 cells, isn't there? So those both can't be 3s. That can't be a 3. So 3 in this box is in one of those 3 places. That's not necessarily wonderful. Oh, yes, let's go back to this column, which has so many tips and not bulbs in it. These can't, oh no, that could be a 3. That one can't, because that can't be 2 or 1. This one can't. This one can't, because its bulbs can't be 1 or 2. That one can't, that one can't. This is the only place 3 can be in the column. Oh, it's so hard to ask the right questions here. So this row has got 2, 1, and 3 in it. Oh, I see. So that we've kind of done what we can there. Let's try the same question about column 2. If for symmetry, if nothing else, this can't be a 3. That's now not a 3 because of that. This can't be a 3. So it's got to be one of these 2, and it can't be there. Brilliant. There's another 3. Those could be 3s. Can these be 3s? Ooh, that one can. This one can't. So we get a little pattern of possible 3s in box 4. It's so interesting. It's almost a bit like a miracle Sudoku in that you have to work around with one digit at a time, although we're approaching it from both ends in a way. Maybe I need to do more thinking about 8s and 9s, because it's, I've only placed 2 3s there. It's going to get very hard to start getting 4s as a result of that. One of these is a 1. Yeah, I'm getting a bit less structured now, as if I've been structured so far. I'm feeling for places where I can move on. That has to be 3, 4, 5, or 6. That one has to be 3, 4, 5, or 6. So the only places for 7 in the row are there. Oh, this can't be an 8 now, can it? Because that can't be 9. That's been decided a while ago. There you go. Should have spotted that. Sorry. So that's resolved the 8 X-Wing. So actually, I'm doing fine on 8. So that leaves 2 positions for 3. We'll go 8 there, not there. Oh, that doesn't decide these 8s at all. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't get much done. This is 3, 4, 5, or 6. I suppose that could be a 4, 5, 6, or 7. In fact, that's not 3 because we know that 3s are in one of those cells. Ah, hang on. Where does 3 go in column 6? It can't go there or there because of the only 2 3s we did manage to place. So it's got to be here. Good grief. So that places that as a 2. What am I going to do? I'm going to get rid of 3 there. Now 3 is confined to one of those 2 cells. So 3 in box 8 is in one of those 2. And it can be both. By which I mean it can be either. Oh, but no, I thought that was giving me a quadruple there. These can only be from 4, 5, 6, and 7. Is that at all interesting? Not really, no. 1, 2, 8. Oh, 3s. Come on. Why don't you finish off? That can't be a 3 because that can't be 1 or 2. Right. I'm going to have to think about 7s. I've got more 8s now, so maybe I can think about 7s. They're all possible positions for 7. Ah, look up here. That can't be a 7 because that can't be 8 or 9. Oh, in fact, 8 in box 1. I haven't pencil marked that. It's got to be in one of those two. What about up here? That can't be 8. That can't be 8. That can't be 8. So again, one of those two. So the positions for 8 are in these weird little offset places around the corner boxes. But that might limit 7s, mightn't it? I don't know. 7 can also be in either of those ends, but now it can also be in those. I mean, that can't be a 7 because that can't be 8 or 9. So this is 4, 5, or 6. Maybe we could get some triples or quads going. Yeah, this can't be a 7. Ah, that is quite interesting because that can't be 8 or 9. So 2, 1, 3, 8, 9. And it can't be a 7. So that's 4, 5, or 6. That can't be 4 anymore. What about this? Yes, this can't be 7 either, because that can't be 8 or 9. So now we know where 7's going to go in column 3. I'm just going to, column 7. I'm just going to pencil mark that first. 7 goes here, which looks instantly completely wrong, but only because I mispencil marked the 8s up there, thank goodness. Okay, 7 can go there, which does put 8 on the end of its thermo, and that's going to sort out all or almost all of these 8s around the perimeter. Yes, it sorts them all out, I think. Again, assuming I haven't made any other mistakes, we get an 8 there, and suddenly all the 8s are done apart from those on the X-wing. So 7 there. That can't be 7 because that can't be 8 or 9. So 7 in box 6 is in one of those two positions, and it must go here because it can't go there because you can't get 8 or 9 on the tip. It's so clever, this puzzle. It really is absolutely extraordinary. I mean, I've got no words. These can't be 7 because those can't be 8 or 9. So 7 is definitely in one of those 3 cells. So one of those two is 7. Actually, they both can be. But that can't be. So 7 in column 2 now, which can't be there. Oh, it's in one of those two. Okay, I thought that was all going to yield something a bit more than that. I mean, that's quite interesting. Yes, it is quite interesting, because if 7 in column 2 is in one of those, where is 7 in column 3? It now can't be there. That is right, yes. That can't be 7. Oh, in fact, 7 in column 1 is a write-in. That's how that's getting resolved. I thought there must be something easier if that was going to work. So we get 7 down here as well. So that's 4 or 5. This is 5 or 6. We've only got 4, 5, and 6 to put in that box. Sevens. I think we're kind of done with 7s for the moment. 3, 4, or 5 there. 4, 5, or 6 there. Same up here. Symmetrical counterpart. That, though, can be any of them. I wonder if we're going to suddenly pop a triple or something. Or maybe... Oh, maybe we can do something with 6s now. We've done a few 7s. We haven't done many, but we might have done enough. This... Oh, that can be a 7. So can that. So can that. So... maybe not. 6 is confined to one of those. That can be a 6, so can that. Okay, it's not very... this is, of course, symmetrically opposite to box 1. Still those, I remember those threes in those offset positions. Oh, we must be close to getting something done here. Maybe if I just keep pencil marking at this point, I don't feel so bad about it now. I'm certainly prepared to do that. 2, 9. These must be, oh no, they can include 1, of course. That's quite important to remember there. 3, 7, 9, 2, 8, 1, 3, 4, 5, or 6 there. Still need to make a breakthrough. This is unbelievable. Right. 1, 8, 3, 2, 9. Maybe there's something going on. Maybe I can use the fact that those two, one of those is a 3. Can that be a 3? If that's a 3, we get a 3 here. I mean, that's all too helpful, frankly. Come on. There's got to be something else. 6s. Let's have a think. Serious think about 6s. 7's in one of those 2 cells. What's that do to 6s? 6 is in one of those 2. 6 in column 1 has to be in one of those 2. If that's a 6, that's a 7. That's 4, 5, or 6, can't be 3, so that can't be 4. If that was a 6 and that a 7, this would have to be a 5. No, can't see what that's doing. Go back to pencil marking again. 8, 3, 1, 9, 2. We've got 5, 6, or 7 there. 4, 5, or 6, or 7, because that can be a 9. Is there one more thing about the bold patterns to find? Probably is. I mean, this can be 3, 4, 5, and 6 as well. Oh, goodness me, there's got to be one more thing to find. 8, 7, 9, 2. And a 1 somewhere in there, but if that was a 3, it doesn't really help up here. Maybe if that was a 3, that would be a 3. Maybe, again, as we considered where 3s were here, 4 has to be in one of those cells. So 3 has to be in one, at least, of those cells. That would be very helpful if it was here, because it would rule it out of those 2. There must be a way. Right, 7 is in one of those 2. We know that. Philip is a very clever man, and I'm not a very clever solver. Oh, come on. That can't be 3. So this one is 5, 6, or 9. It cannot be a 3 or a 4. That's not quite enough. If that was a 5, we'd have a 4 here. If that was a 5, we'd have a 6 here. That would force a 9 there. And that would force this whole chain of, well, no, it wouldn't. It would force bits of it, 9 and 8. You'd get 8 here. Maybe there is one of these thermos that is just, I've got pencil marked nonsensically now. There's every possibility of that. These have to be less than 7. I mean, I know that anyway. 8, 7, 9, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are the only possibilities. So that pencil marks every cell in the grid, and surely I can see some sort of triple or something forming. Or do I actually have to find some piece of cleverness now? If that was a 3, that would put 3 there, 3 there. That would put 3 here, and 3 here. That would resolve all the 3s in that way. Oh my goodness, 2, staring down at that lone Spartacus cell. How long? You've been shouting at the screen since that happened, and I'm just sitting here going, don't know what's going on. Is probably not going to resolve everything, but it's embarrassing not to have seen it anyway. Now, did that make what I was considering with 3s not work in some way? 3, 3, 3 there, 3 there, 3, 3. No, that does work. So even though I hadn't seen that, and it was very clear, I don't think that did resolve everything. So 3 in one of those places, 7. What is it that cracks the rest of this? Come on, puzzle, give up your secrets. Is there a large number on a bulb somewhere that I just can't figure out? Those can't be the same, for instance. That doesn't feel like a particularly useful observation, I have to say. But maybe there is somewhere where Sudoku means if you put one of the numbers in here, like a 6, that forces this to be a 6. Oh, that is interesting, actually, this cell. Whatever you put in there it's taken out of those 2 cells and that one. So that has to be the same as that. Good grief. Well, let's go back to a bit of colouring then. So that can't be 7. And now that can't be 6. That's an interesting relationship that had not crossed my mind. Is that the only cell where it applies? How irritating if that's the case. Because I can't tell which of those is the green cell. Must be down here. Is there a reason it can't be 4? If it was 4, this would become 3. That would be 3. Can't see it. Oh yeah, remember, wherever 4 is here, it has to be touching a 3 on its thermo bulb. That felt like it was important when I thought of it earlier. It doesn't actually feel that useful still. Maybe if it could be ruled out, if 3 could be ruled out of this cell, that would put a 3 here, which would also put a 3 here. That would put 3 here. It would be in all of those cells. That's possible, certainly. Don't see a problem with that, except maybe it would be from 4, 5, and 6. Oh, that's interesting. If that was 7, so there couldn't be a 7 here, that would have to be a 7 as well. That would be 7. This. That would take 6 as a possibility out of various cells. I don't know. That also feels like it's slightly useful. Instead, that could be a 7, which makes that one a 7. And that feels a lot less powerful. So let's work on that being a 7, which makes this one a 7. And that. No, I cannot see how that gets it done. My goodness. I'm struggling away at this. I hope again I'm not just missing some absolutely basic Sudoku relationship. 7 is in one of those 3. I did consider early on whether there was something going on that loads of thermos had to be just one number apart, but that's clearly not the case everywhere. And I mean, if you imagine a grid, you just have to link up each 2 cells not being the same. That doesn't make any sense. So not worth any holistic thoughts like that. Oh my goodness. 183, which one of those? 4 is now in one of those 2 places in the column. 4 there would require 4 in one of those 2. Doesn't look like it's very helpful. It would be very annoying if there is some column or row somewhere which only has one instance of a candidate number. And it is certainly possible. This is the place I don't think 3 lives. If it did, you'd have to have 3 there and 3 here. Doesn't resolve the... Oh, it does put 3 there and there. Yes, it does. And 3 up there. Oh, and look, then there is no place. Yes, that is not a possible disposition of the 3s because of this requirement that 4 has to be in one of those places, putting 3 in one of those. So if 3 was there, it goes in all these cells, and it can't do that because none of those cells are filled and you can't get a 4 into the central box. That is literally amazing. I am absolutely amazed by that. That is the deduction I feel that we need. But my goodness, that's hard to see. Right, so we can take 3 out of at least this cell. We may be able to repeat this exercise, but we now know 3 is in one of those places, so it's not here. So that's not 4, and that's not 4 now. So now we've got a 5, 6, 7 triple in column 2. That becomes 4. We can place a 3. That's not 3 or 4 now. That's not 4, so that can't be 5 anymore. I mean, it feels like this is doing actual work straight away. 3 has gone down here. That doesn't resolve 4 at all there, but it also doesn't resolve these 3s as far as I can see immediately. But as I say, maybe again, no, this isn't so good. 3 there puts 3 there, but it allows 3 here, which allows 4 into the central box. So we only got a certain way with that, but is it enough to get more things done? Now this can't be 3 anymore, obviously. 4. Oh my goodness, I don't want to have to find something else of that ilk, because it's so hard to see. 2, 5, 6 or 7s there. One of those is a 7. One of those is a 5, which means it goes with a 4 over there. So there is a 4-5 pair on a bulb somewhere there. If it's there, that becomes 3. If that's 4-5, this is 3-6, and that's 7. That's 5, that's 4. I mean, this provides quite a few chains now. But has it just cleared something up? Oh yes, 5-6 pair there. That's very useful. So we get a 4 there. That can't be 4. This can't be 5. That 4 says those can't be 4. Or this one. So now 4's in one of those 2 cells. If it's there, 3's in one of those 2. But if it's there, 3 has to be in that on the thermo. So 3 is definitely in one of those 2 cells in this box. And that clears up 3 down here. Can't be there anymore, must be here. Now this can't be 3. So this is, what a puzzle. I mean, it's still absolutely rock hard. This can't be 3. That was the main point going on there. So now there's a little X-wing of 3's at the top, and all the other 3's are done. And I thought when I saw all the other 3's done, we'd be home free, and that is definitely not what's going on. So that's 4, 5, 6. This can't be 4 anymore. Oh, come on. 3 or 5 there. Certainly not finished yet. Those had to be the same. I haven't used that for ages or even thought about it, probably because it doesn't get anything done. Ah, this is 5 or 6, so this is 6 or 7. That's a pair. Yes. 5 there. 4 in the green. I'm going to rely on that green logic from earlier to put a 4 up here. Those now can't be 4. That can't be 4, so this can't be 5. So one of these is a 5, and that's not. So over here we definitely have a 4 and a 5 in this group, which I could have told. Oh look, a 6, 7 pair in column 8. So that's 5. And then 4 here. That needs a 3 on the bulb. Oh, are we finally closing in? That resolves the 3 X-wing completely. 5, 6 pair in the top row. Very helpful. 4 there. Oh, 9 on the X-wing has been resolved. That resolves the 8 X-wing in columns 4 and 5. And we've got a 5, 6 pair in this row I'm in. So that's a 4. That's a 4. Now surely Surely to goodness we are finishing. That's not a 4, so that's not a 4. Have I got all my 4s done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, let's decolor them. Right, so we're down to 5s, 6s, and 7s now. Let's take 4 out of there and out of here. Still not finished. What a puzzle. Right, I need to find another little pair. Oh, look, 5 looking up at that cell, so that's 6. 5 here. Places 5 in box 4, places 6 in that corner, which I could have done as well. Now it's got to be the thermos, hasn't it? Yes. Oh no, hang on. 6, 7 pair. So that's the 5. A 5 X-wing. I mean, I've removed all the other X-wings out of columns 4 and 5, and now I've got a 5 X-wing left to do. Don't tell me this is still needing work. This is insane. I love this puzzle. It's so clever. I hope I'm right. Otherwise, this is absolutely bonkers. One of those is a 5. I can't resolve that. I've got to use these. Let's just get rid of the pencil marked 7s because they're not really aiding anything at the moment. And we're down to this arrangement. It must be to do with these diagonal thermos in these positions. So if that's a 6, oh no, maybe if that's a 5, we get a 6 here, 7 here, 7 there. Oh, in fact, yeah, that's worth, I'm going to yet again colour. So that has to be the same as that, has to be the same as that. We'll go red this time. So could they be 6s? That would put 5s here and here. That's possible. It would put a 7 here. So the others of these 6, 7 pairs, let's go green for those, up there. So whichever of red or green is a 6 has a 5 attached in an X-wing in these corners. Oh, X-wing in the corners. Good God, man. There's a 5 in the box. Sorry about that ludicrous colouring. That was completely embarrassing in hindsight. That's a 6. 7 and 6. Oh, this puzzle has fried me. That is what's going on here. I have been just knocked out. 5 there. Now, that 7 came out of there. 6 and 7, 6 and 7. That 6 at the top is looking at that. And finally, yeah, 7, 6. Oh, a mistype there. That's not going to help when I press the check button in a second. What a puzzle. That should not take anybody 58 minutes. It's brilliant, though. It's absolutely brilliant. What an insane puzzle. I'm sure I should have done that far quicker, but I found that extraordinarily tough, probably because of my predilection for pencil marking thermos and not being able to see my way around it otherwise. So, a brilliant puzzle. Really intriguing. Look, that lone empty digit was a 1 in the end. That would have been nice to know at the start. Hope you had a go at that. Hope you did better at it, frankly. What a puzzle by Philip Neumann. Classic from him. Oh, not a classic, but a brilliant puzzle from him. And thank you very much for watching. See you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.